Alright, so today I wanted to put the oil, get the oil lines hooked up, but I'm broke so I can't afford the fittings that I'm going to use yet. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch barb fitting to a 1/2 inch NPT fitting and put one on each side, and then just have a 1/2 inch rubber hose drain the oil from each turbo, and then hopefully be able to use what came with the kit to hook up the oil feeds. But I'm too broke to get all that stuff right now, so I'm just going to kind of take off this like I decided, and maybe just get these airbag sensors out of here, just kind of clean up some of this junk that I don't need anymore. So I'm going to start by taking this off, and then there's 2 bolts in here, but one of them's down here, but the other one's hidden behind this. Which is really weird, because now that I look at this, I'm pretty sure this has been crashed before, because it says R forward, so it's for the right side. But then over here on the left side, oh, I guess it says L forward, but that's weird how this side's white and this side's black. So that's interesting, but I don't know how I'm going to get to this bolt. I'll have to destroy that foam or something, but I'm going to take that off and just kind of get some of this stupid stuff out of the way. Holy shit, it was a little spring loaded from the accident. It just took me out. Alright, so I got this bottom one a little loose, and then I was digging away the foam, and I realized that this upper one, you can't even see that, but it got pushed up into up here when I got into that accident. You can barely see it up there, right there, but it's way up in there, so I'm gonna have to take an angle grinder or something so I can get up to that bolt up there. So I tried to bend this up because this battery in here is dead, but that didn't really work to get to this other bolt, so hopefully this battery has enough to cut through it. Do we have water or something? Alright, because this phone might start on fire. Like butter. So I got this little access hole now, so then I can just get in there like that. Do you see this piece of metal getting pushed back? I wonder how heavy this is. Yeah, it's a little bent. So yeah, it's no good anymore. This bracket right here is pretty bent up too compared to the other one. The other one's perfectly squared, and this is all pushed in right here, and the other one's all perfect. And this top bolt's down at an angle. The only issue I'm thinking I might have with leaving that off is I know the bumper, this header panel, that black part that goes across, if you guys watched that video, it kind of sits or sat on that. So I don't know if the bumper is going to sag without that, but if it does, I'll get a piece of angle iron or something and just have it go from here to there. You want to see a kick flip? Alright, so I already did this on the other side. You got a bunch of these little stupid connectors holding this airbag sensor on, so I just ripped them off like that. And then down underneath here, well, that's not how it worked on the other side. And then just pop this out. And then here's the airbag sensor. throw it in here with the other one. I took this shroud piece off of the passenger side, so now I'm going to take it off the driver's side. It probably really doesn't do much. I'm going to just rip these out because I don't want to sit here and waste time fucking with them. Well, that didn't work. I've cut myself on this plastic before on the wheel well on the other side. When I was trying to fix, like, from the accident, and I was taking the bumper off, and I don't know what I was doing, but I think the wheel well was like tucked behind something, and it like shot out at me and sliced me just from like the edge of the plastic. The front end looks a lot like cleaner with all that shit off of it, I feel like. Definitely don't know how I bent that, but we'll just put that back. Nothing happened. Like I said, eventually it'd be pretty sweet to get like the front end tubed out from like here forward, or even just from the strut tower forward, and it'd probably shed a good amount of weight, and I just really like how it looks. That won't be until like after a V8's already into it and like way later down the road. See, so it's gonna sit down lower than that, obviously, so I am gonna have to do something about the, or does it have to sit down lower than that, I wonder even. Because then I'm gonna have to move these power steering lines, which I mean I can just bend down or something. I should just actually like cut it right here and get a piece of rubber and just like U it, because I don't know if this is supposed to help it cool, but it just goes and like loops around, so I don't see why I couldn't like U it there, but I'm sure it's like high pressured, so it would probably end up shooting off. I kind of want this bracket still here so I can set it on that. Now I'm thinking for the top, get I don't know, just like a 2-inch or inch wide strip of steel or whatever, and then maybe bolt it into some of these random bolts, or like drill into this, bolt it into there, and just bend it down for both sides. And if I could get it to sit on this, whether it's like this or if I have to take this bolt out and say drill it halfway through here to drop it down a little bit, that's what I'll do. Yeah, I don't know. I really wish I had money to get those oil fittings, but I gotta wait on that, like I said. I think I'm gonna maybe try and throw the wastegates on there, just so that's another thing I have done. I don't have the dump tubes, but I can put the wastegates onto the manifold, so I think that's what I'll do next. I'm actually pretty happy with how the wastegates look. I mean, I wish they didn't say JDM Sport on it, because that's kind of rice, but I mean, the intercooler does too and everything, but the turbos actually do too. But I'm pretty happy with like the way this looks. You alright there, bud?
No.
Cameraman down. But anyways, I have no clue what size spring is in here. I know it's not as small as I want. The only way I can find out is like once it's running, have the boost gauge hooked up and go for a drive and just make sure I don't go over however many PSIs I want. And then after it's all running and sorted out, I might get smaller springs, because I don't know, there's probably like, I'd have to guess at least a 10-pound spring in here. I doubt they'd put a smaller one. So that means that this would be trying to run on 20 PSI right away, and that's going to be a little too much. But I don't know. I guess it would go. Well, which way would it go? Do I hook it up? Is this a vacuum port and that's a vacuum port too, or what? I'm not sure what these need to get hooked up to, I guess. So, and someone was telling me to rotate this turbo, but that's why I don't think I can. I don't think I'll have room for the wastegate. So I guess I don't really know. Like, do I hook this part up to the manifold, and then when it's at whatever, then it would like open up through here, or does this part get hooked up to the manifold, so then when there's like so many PSIs, it pushes that in and goes up through here. I don't know which way it goes because I'm dumb. So I'm gonna probably have to wait to put the wastegates on, just because I don't want to put them on backwards. And like I said, I don't know if these just go to like the vacuum on the manifold or what. And then I have this little ring, and I know it goes here, but I don't know if it sits like that or like that. Like, it seems like it sits more flush in there like this, but I'm just not sure. I've never hooked up like a wastegate before or whatever. I just like know what it does. Then I guess it wanted me to use this piece to make a dump pipe. It came with like a few little flanges, so I guess this would sit in there like, well, see, this eBay shit, it like doesn't even fit in there how it should, so that's pretty hacked. This is going to be an issue because this, I'm assuming if you want that to sit in there like that, see, I can't get this to sit down on it because this isn't machined right because it's eBay quality, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to do about that. There's another flange in here. I'm not sure if it's got that notch in it. Let's hope this one's good. I don't know why it would have came with two like that. And this one's not going to work either. So, I don't know. I don't know why I would have needed two either. Because I know I have the other wastegate and it has two of these. And like these little banjo fittings and all these little washers or whatever. And nuts for the other one, so. But I don't know. Maybe I can get like a piece of wood or something and smack it in there. I'm not sure. But if you guys know like about wastegates or whatever, I'm sure I could look it up and figure out, or watch a video and see how someone's is hooked up. It's probably this part. Well, that one, it makes sense if this part goes to the exhaust, unless you have to use this as like a spacer in between or whatever. I don't know. And when I run it for the first time, once I get these on and the oil lines, I'll run it without an exhaust on just for a few seconds to see them spool. Like, I'll leave the whatever open, and I'm not going to have dump tubes on here because that's another thing that I have to spend money on that I don't have. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I can do. But I think I'm probably done for today. I just gotta get the oil hooked up and get these wastegates on before I can start it, just to hear it. And then after that, I'll have to worry about the dump tubes, the exhaust, and after that's taken care of, I'll figure out how I'm gonna plumb up the intercooler lines. I guess that's another thing I need to do, is mount the intercooler, but that's probably one of the easiest things left to do. The hardest will probably be just either like plumbing the intercooler up, since I have to like kind of tee these turbos together or something, but I'll figure it out. Hopefully today's video wasn't too boring. I'm just kind of trying to like get some stuff done, just figure some stuff out. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.